Howdy, howdy, everybody. Zandy D&D here. Today we're going to be looking at HighFleet. HighFleet is a grimdark, dystopian, Dieselpunk-inspired, and Dieselpunk fleet management game set in a warring province, very similar to one in real life. Let's just hop into it. It's pretty much about set in kind of like a World War II world, where we're going to restart this tutorial really quick, where we play as like the Russians almost. I think they're not the Imperial. Yeah, they are the Imperials versus kind of like the German forces and then these rebel forces that are in these deserts. The Tarkhan of the 3rd Task Force, PD Sayadi. On my order, proceed to Kalu at once and meet with Prince Fazl. By Imperial decree, you are to represent the crown in talks with the Prince. Commander of 1st Squadron, Admiral Dahl. And you can see all the Russian right here, so... And the characters will speak, some of them will speak in Russian, I think. I actually could be wrong about that. I imagine them speaking in Russian. I wish there was an option for, I love it when games allow, like, correct dialogue. So if the characters speak Russian, or they're Russian native, they actually speak Russian, and they just have, English subtitles. I know it's a lot of work, but I would love that for this game. It'd be very immersive. Like Metro. I love playing Metro in Russian. It's fantastic. But obviously with subtitles. The Great Desert of Gerat. An ancient kingdom ruled over this land long ago, until it was torn apart by strife and intestine war. The last king of Gerat swore allegiance to the Romani Empire. This land seems to be doomed to bear the burden of war for all time. 7 years ago, an imperial official, the Lord Governor of Khiva, overthrew the king and declared a rebellion against the emperor's rule. And now our turn has come. We have come to Gerat to end this once and for all. See all these guys here. You can see the MG guns and stuff. So we operate floating platforms. That's where the Diselpunk kind of comes in. We have these weird floating platforms. There's a whole ship editor. Maybe I'll be able to show that today. Where you can customize your ships. And if we hover over the blue text right here, it'll kind of go further. So wake up, Tarkhan. The city of LE is on the horizon. A Tarkhan is an official of the Imperial fleet. Expand the universe, kind of tells you more. Because there's all sorts of terms in this game. It really tries to immerse you. Tarkhans command the operational groups and squadrons. Alright? Our long journey is finally behind us. Everyone is eager to hear you give the order to land. Navigation, yep, so we can click, mark, right-click to navigate. So we're going to land over here. We can also see our ships over here. So there is a lot to view, and a lot of it you'll discover as you go. One of my favorite components over here is you actually want to mark out the maps later on with a whole radar. We're kind of actually missing some of the elements of the HUD here. But there's all sorts of stuff. So let's just get into the basics right now. Right now we can see all the ships we start with. So we have these Navarni. We have 3 of them. And we have a Wanderer. I think that's our starter ship right now. Like our command ship, but I'm not sure. Because you'll see later on. We have like a whole missile control up here. That's kind of for you to discover. You got the fueling control here, so you can decide how much you want to fuel, how much you don't want to fuel. Some little HUDs that'll tell you what's going on. All sorts of other stuff later on. A lot of it's for you to discover. We have a whole radio system that the game really teaches you well. It took me a long time to kind of learn, but it's not as complicated as it seems. If I can learn it, you can learn it. We're gonna press space, and we're gonna start cruising over here. You can hear our ship getting ready. We're going to press shift, kind of speed up a little bit, and then we're going to land. I should be able to open up the hatch. Oh, no, we're actually not. Now we're landed. So if I press shift, it'll go forward a little bit. I can press this hatch to actually go into the city. Now, we don't have to dock, but I'm going to show you it. I probably won't really need to dock. This is what happens when you start any sort of mission. So we are now docking. So if I hold W, I can control the ship. It's kind of weird to explain. Like, if I hold W, you can't really see the ship right now. You can only see based off of the HUD. And those ground elements right there, those are the docking ports. If I land in those, I can get increased repair speed. Now, you can actually see our ship, and you can see the flames from it. If I hold W, I'm going to activate the throttle. You can see my engine temp go. If I hold Shift and W, I do the boost. But if I hold D, I start moving, right. If I A, left, I'll obviously start falling because I don't have any upward momentum. If I hold E, you can see those thrusters are kind of angling. Yeah, the roll. E and Q. So if you start rolling, you can fix that. So we're going to fix this right here. And I'm going to just try and show off some of my skill. I'm going to try and go for a nice slow landing in this dock. So red is you don't want to land on the red because it'll damage it. You want to land on that yellow because those are your feet. And the blue is the docking pad. That means you've acquired, or you are going to be designated to that zone. You can even see our ship in the back. The humming of pumps drives suddenly. Oh, a pump drive suddenly dies down. The ship comes to a stop. You prepare to descend the ramp, accompanied by a small group of officers and your personal guard. The uncertainty that awaits you outside fills you with unease. A small group of people are waiting patiently for you at the bottom of the ramp. Their leader is a dignified nobleman surrounded by bodyguards. So the Admiral sent you to talk to me, Tarkon. Oh, that is correct. I'm here to discuss your involvement in the liberation of Gerat, little city. So what dialogue really matters in this game, even in the prologue, I think I only have the people that like me because I selected them in the prologue, because the game, it is a little bit of a spoiler. The game continues after the prologue, so I really recommend doing the prologue even if you watch this video and you decide to pick this game up. Liberation, because it's kind of it's like a roguelike, but it's also roguelite, where the better you do throughout the game, if you fail, you get, you can restart with better, with more funds and better connections. Liberation, we've been at war with the Gathering for over 7 years. So the Gatherings, the great houses that have decided to rise against our emperor of the imperial nation. For over 7 years, and I still have yet to recover my father's throne. And now His Imperial Majesty's Admiral means to retake it in a single week. Indeed they do, and I believe they'll succeed. Oh. So yeah, he was not very happy about that. So, we made him hostile with that statement. So you can see our allies here, we can see the morale of our ships. We can see our worldview. If people cannot watch the strength of the gathering fleet, we have built a single corvette for each of their heavy cruisers. People have fought bravely all these years. So now we're gonna be a little nice to him. Try and make because we definitely don't want to get on Fazl's bad side. Frazzle, I don't know. Aye, but even if by the Almighty's mercy, the admirals land their ships in Kiva, what do you imagine will happen? So Kiva, I believe, is the capital. It's the main city in the North Gerat. The Lord governing the city is the one who began the rebellion. So, let's say that. Okay, he does like that. Yeah. So Gerat will return to the crown's rule. You are honest and nothing else. Sweet talk this guy. I'll help you meet with the Tarkons of Gerat. Perhaps some of them may help your allies in this war. Tarkon's Kalu is a good friend of mine. If you can come to an understanding with him, I'm confident he will be a worthy ally. Worthy allies are exactly what we need right now. Shame we hadn't to meet in such troubled times, Duke. We had never had anything but troubled times. Indeed. Alright, so you can actually see this wonderful weather effect. You can see the docks in the back for the city. And you can actually see our ship, so we can go to the supplies here. We can buy some fuel, which, I don't know, we might. Nothing really stopping us from doing that. You have armaments here, and you can see what ships they apply for. So, for instance, those are fuses to avoid missiles. We have some incendiary rounds. I could buy a couple of those. Why not? I'll buy them. See the special ammo you bought during the entire campaign. I got this cool dude in every town. I don't know his name. I wish he had a name. I wish you could talk to him. Alright, so we have the Admiral here. So are we heading for Kalu now? Indeed, we will depart as soon as we are ready. We got the fuel, but it'll be some time before our ships are done refilling. Very well. Wait. We're going to just head straight there. We're not going to go for the town, because it does take kind of a little bit to go over, and I kind of want to show some more stuff. So, every town has a special trait. So, kind of like FTL, this is also very FTL. Like, it literally starts very FTL. You pick which path you want to go. But you don't have to go straight to the path. So you can actually fly around in this no man's area. So these are fueling stations or fueling towns. So fuel's way cheaper here. We have rare modules. You can even hover, it'll tell you. Rare modules. And then we have glue where, this is our mission, but we also can repair faster there. So we have this repairing, or refueling right here. So we're refueling. Just we're done refueling, we're ready to fly. What's the orders? Alright. So you can ask him for more stuff. We're just going to give the order to take off. Again, I'm familiar with this game. Looks like they actually want us to go here to refuel, so we're going to go to Shamiri. Now, when we get to this red area, the enemy's going to start picking us up. So what we can do is we can send out a strike force, and we can hit them when they least expect it. Now, yeah, so oops, sorry, if I pause the game here, zoom in, it's a little, yeah. I left click. Do not have a, okay, understood. All right, whatever. All right, so we'll let the game do it. We just don't have our big ship with fuel, so we can't actually do. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh well, okay. It looks like these aren't hostile. Okay, these are hostile. So we're gonna have an aerial battle. Normally, what you're gonna want to do, the game didn't let me show it off because we don't have the correct ship in the thing, is you can left click the ships you want to send ahead, and you can left click ahead and send a strike force. Because later in the game, you're gonna have access to fuel ships and stuff like that, and one, you don't really want those in the fight. And two, they're slow. You want to strike fast and efficient so that the enemies can't send out, you know, they can't relay messages quickly, or sometimes they're even taking off. So we can even see all our ships here. This is the order when we're going to come out. Sadly, it's not really like a battle simulator, but it's also kind of cool too. You get really used to it. You fight by yourself, but there's a retreat mechanic where you can pick up these other ships. So, for instance, we're going to just start popping incendiary. Why not? I don't know. I've never really used it before. Thought it'd be fun to show. That's how you swap ammo, though. You can also press R to swap the ammo type. You can see that we're loading in that left corner, and I'm just going to shoot this guy. Ooh, he tried dropping a bomb on me. You can see the arrow is kind of where we're pointing. So this is us up here. You know, I'm wiggling the arrow, and you can see the path we're going to shoot. So I'm going to try and use evasive maneuvers, but we have to be careful because it's like we're flying. We have keys. We have to watch out. So there's a retreat available up there. If we retreat, we will spawn in the other ship. But if you can see down there, it's a little hard. I can't show you with my cursor. I have fuel. You can see my ship stats. Sorry. The right gray block, let me dodge this guy, is the enemy's ship information. Those are escape pods going up. The left is mine. It's a little chaotic. But you can see my fuel, my missiles, my evacuation pods, and my fuses to avoid missiles. We just knocked both of them out. So, and then how long I've been in the air. So 168. So yeah, you can see now the only screen is my ship in that left corner. You see that we had 73 full fuel, 2 evacs, and 2 flares. Again, for missiles. You can also see how fast we're going. So, very important. Oh, you can actually see my screen now. So it's very important to keep an eye on this. Obviously, don't watch it. You got to make sure you're not getting hit. You got to watch your own ship. But your fuel, your characters will give a readout like, oh, 10% fuel remaining, and you definitely want to retreat. Because if you run out of fuel, you just drop like a rock. Alright, so we're going to continue. You can retry. I always thought that was a little weird for how hardcore this game tries to be. You can retry encounters, but it takes away your morale. So don't think it's a freebie. Characters will suffer morale. They suffer morale based off of how many fights they keep getting into back to back. So if you give them a rest, you just kind of switch attackers, or you don't send them in strike forces, you know, they'll relax a bit. And if you don't retry. All right, we don't need to land anyone though. No, we literally took like no damage. So, oh, sorry. Want to hit just okay. Oh, it's like I have to land a ship for some weird reason. At least later in the game you don't have to. Maybe they just want you to practice the docking mechanic. So one thing you can do is you can even boost down to kind of drop faster, and then just use that overboost. Ooh. Here we go. Oh, I busted a leg. I landed too fast. See? No, you can be overconfident. But it's what it is. I can now show you the repairing mechanic anyways, so that honestly worked out. I tried to land a really big ship that I never really would have had to land anyways. Darkon, sir, we have an opportunity to replenish missiles on our ship. I highly recommend to do so. Very well, I'll handle it. Alright, so the roster of ships, yep. Honestly, I think Dald, this isn't Dald. Pritor, Pytor, guy is very, very handy as a tutorial. You can honestly learn everything from him. And on the website, the HighFleet website, there's a whole manual for you to read. So, yeah, we can, okay. Move. Buy a missile. Stick it on here. Buy another missile. Stick it on here. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Yep. All right, we can install it. So whatever. And then we'll repair our ship. We can repair it all. It's gonna take 2 hours. It'll show you kind of what's getting repaired. I guess our lake wasn't really busted. And then it's gonna take a little bit to add that missile. So I'm actually gonna. Oh, well, I want to give you the missile. I want to give these guys some missiles, so I can show those off. So this is how you replenish your missiles. It took me forever to learn this. I did not realize this. So it's going to take us about 3 hours. You can see the order too. If I put them in the dock, it'll be faster. But, I mean, it's only an hour. And so you can also see how much it's going to cost. These are all the stuff we can sell. I ended up buying extra missiles. That's our leg pieces that they're going to put back on. So you don't want to sell those immediately. Some of the hull pieces that were damaged, we'll put them back on while they're repairing. I have extra missiles. I'm just going to put it on this one ship. And we're going to just leave and let that happen. Again, we can always head over to the supplies. We're going to need to buy more fuel anyways. I'm just going to completely refuel. Uses more ammo. Just going to buy it. Why not? Why not? So, alright. And so, your normal guns you don't have to buy ammo for. The only things you really have to buy is like fuses, special ammos, certain missiles. To add the missiles you're going to be using generally in combat, that's how the ship works. That's what we just did. So it's a little confusing because you can buy missiles too. Darkon, sir, I've just reported our progress to the Admiral. He's very satisfied. Admiral Dahl, the guy who sent us on our mission. Anyways, the Admiral treats me like a clueless child. He seems to have forgotten that I'm the son of his liege, the Emperor. The capital is far away until we return. Admiral Dahl is the one in command, and he leads the squadron, and you, Duke, are a Tarkon in his squadron. We'll depart as soon as we're ready. So we're going to speed up. We're going to do... You can see the repairs on each ship. Squadron's ready to go. Okay, so we're refueled, but we're not done with our repairs. Which means we won't have our missiles. Now we are done. Okay? You can see our... Again, this is where we can fly. I don't know if I stated that earlier. It's based off the amount of fuel. So we got 100% fuel. I bought extra fuel, but we can't carry it. So I think we might lose that when we leave. Or you can... I think you kind of refuel from town to town. Because again, you had that one merchant. I could be wrong though. I feel like it's like that though. But this is your flight path. This is the area we can reach. So we're going to head over and meet with the Tarkon. Alright. Okay, so we're going to fight. Again, I'm surprised it's not encouraging us to... Yep, curses the air. Yeah. It's not encouraging us to do raids. Probably because of story reasons right now. We are on kind of the front lines now. All right. So I think we are. It's a little confusing. All right, so we have this anti-air we want to take out. So I'm going to shoot them down there. And if we use F, I can shoot the fuses. If square, the green square around the ship is the one you're currently targeting. If I press space, since I already have a missile, I guess I don't have another missile, you will fire it. You kind of saw that missile flying. Ooh, I got hit by something good. Alright, so we're gonna dogfight these guys really quick. And try and dodge that over here. Yeah, the red bar right there shows that my engine's overheating because I'm using that boost. It's definitely easy to do that with the smaller ships. And also get that guy to hit his own friend with a missile. Friendly fire is definitely a thing. Even on your side, there's kind of a way to get allied ships in combat, but not the actual platforms. So you'll see that maybe later on. But you can get aircraft carriers. You can send like little jets out. Alright, up. Yeah, that beeping is... Oh, fuel system's on fire. Shoot the fuse out. So we did lose some fuel. Because that. So when your fuel's on fire, I quickly just kind of did it. I reacted to the game. I've been playing it for quite a bit. You can... Oh, fuel system. Yeah, so you can basically... You can flush your system. Like, if you're on fire, you can flush out the flames with B, but I think it cuts down your fuel or something. I actually don't quite know exactly what it does. I just know you want to do it. Alright, ever ready. Enter this... yeah, and your crew for each ship gains experience as you fight. So these are the little promotions. So, they have a cruising range, which is increased, so when they're kind of riding around. They get enter fully loaded, which is fantastic, or they gain time experience when they and repair faster, which is great, especially for bigger ships, stronger ships. We're just gonna do ready because again, strike crew, we want to kind of just hit fast. So we're gonna open this up. We're gonna go meet with the Tarkon. Looks like we do, at least in the beginning, we have to land our ship. So I'm gonna just go down really quick, and I'm going to readjust. Ooh. And we're gonna go over this way because I saw that 24, so we can speed up our repairs. And we're just gonna ease it in here. It's a pretty big platform, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Just gonna mosey her right in there. Right in there. Perfect. See, I can land a ship. I just failed spectacularly last time. What a stunning dogfight, Duke. Were you aware of the hostile anti-air defense in Kalul, Prince? No, I was not. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Tarkon is expecting you, Duke. And indeed, there is a delegate awaiting you by the ship. Mal Harish. Alright. Tall man steps forward. He is wearing the armor of Harishidi. I don't know. Former guard of the king of Gerat. Some Harishidid. Harish. I'm going to call him Harish. Now serve the Lord Governor. Others have taken refuge in the vast desert of Gerat. Greetings, my lord. For fear is afraid of me. He's afraid of me. Okay. I'm looking for allies to wage war in Kiva. Will you join us? So now we want to try and get him on our side. So we already scared him, which was kind of funny. So you can give gifts to extend the conversation, which is worth it, and it'll also kind of some gifts make him happy. But now I just thought this sort of speech cards, you actually want to focus on it and kind of get an idea. So, for instance, of the great injustice seen throughout Gerat, you definitely want this because, you know, order and he loves justice. I want to try and, you know, make him happy. I give a gift. Oh, he hates that. He hates that kind of gift. So I'm already doing extremely bad. So we're going to give another gift because he really likes that. And try and expand this conversation. Make this go around. So obviously you can get gifts later on in the game when you do raids. You'll see, you kind of can learn that mechanic. A lot of this game is really fun to kind of learn yourself too. I'm sure there's some fantastic tutorials out there. I'm just going to show you the introduction, the prologue, and the the general idea of the game. They enjoy it. The conversation will become. Thought it is a good friend and a fearsome foe. Yes. Pray to me. Okay. Stop. The future the waste of people of Gerat. Yes. They're trying to get another bar to get him a like. He's very proud. Alam. Those are the desert folk. Of how the wealthy oppress. Yep. Despises wealth. Alright, so now we have a little star. Good speech. We still have 4 more turns. So we could end the conversation right now. Might honestly be best. Let's just do it. I'm putting my foot in my mouth with this guy. Well said, well said. This was a pleasant talk, Duke. So what have you decided? Will you join us? This kind of affects, again, his general likeness and how much we can call on him. So we have 1 star, meaning we're going to have like a 1-star reputation with him, so we really can only call on him so much. What have you decided? Will you join us? I'll join you gladly, Grand Duke. I want to meet other Tarkons. Do you know where to find them? There aren't any Tarkons around here, Duke. I've never heard of any. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now we have a character that joined us. And we have a new ship, because that's his ship, the Gladiator. Right. And again, you can also customize your own ship, so... I'm gonna leave. And receiving a transmission from Dodd. Admiral Dodd. At last. The Tarkon of 3rd Task Force, GD Sadia. On my orders, seize the city of Melka and await our main forces there. Commander of the 1st Squadron, Admiral Dodd. It seems Dodd is reluctant to assault Melka with the bulk of his forces. He's sending us ahead in case there's an anti-air defense ready. That means this is our chance to get into the thick of things. So we're refueling and departing for Melka. I forgot I should have refueled. Not gonna worry too much. Now, where's shipworks? Let's see what they have down here. Yeah, you can see right there. They got a pod holding crew members, large quarters. No real weapons. You can see the weapons here, but we do have an extra. We'll pop that on there. And we are going to repair. It's going to take some time. We might as well do it anyways. We're going to repair. Exit. Exit. And we're going to refuel. Finish that repair. We're going to rendezvous. Oh, okay, we have a gladiator now. So they would be suffering morale. This is the tutorial, so not going to be showing that. So they'd be suffering morale the longer they are in each raid. And you'd also be encouraged to send your forces ahead of something like the Wanderer. You don't really want to bring into combat. So we do have the gladiator, which is big, big ship. Yeah, look at that. So that, I think the round circle there kind of shows general armor locations? I could be wrong. I haven't checked the manual for that. Okay, he's gonna just go down. We have that anti-air. They're really not... You can also shoot missiles, but it's harder with cannons. These are cannons. Yeah, we just blew that guy up. This is kind of unfair. This is one of the bigger ships you can get early in the game. Or again, you can make them. You can make ships too. That you can use in the campaign. Yeah, see, we just decimated them. Those cannons are crazy. Gladiator is one of my favorite ships. We also still had missiles too. We could have even fired missiles. Well, air to surface, yeah. Alright. Probably get a... No, not get a level up, I guess. So we're gonna land here. We're gonna dock the gladiator. Gonna do my old trick. We're just gonna land real quick. And before we land too violently, I'm gonna boost it over a little bit. And we're just gonna go for a nice, slow drop. Nice. Gentle. Gentle. And we're good. So again, we get that repair speed, but only if you repair the ship. I'm really not going to. We don't need to, not for this part. More fuel. I'm a little confused. I thought something was supposed to happen here. Alright. Okay, game saved. Alright, perfect. Watch reports, squadron approaching. Understood, I'm on my way. Patror, Grand Duke. Yeah, that's the guy that's been talking to us until now. This is the Admiral. Admiral Did. So you have my congratulations, gentlemen. The campaign has proven to be a great success so far. Why, thank you. And I'm confident, Admiral, that we owe this success to the Duke's talents. Thank you again. The Admiral looks at you without saying a word. How did your talks with Prince Fazl go? I hope you followed your orders to the letter. Affirmative, Admiral. Get on his side. Good. Our next target is to the city of We will join Skoblev's squadron there and begin our advance towards northern trade. Skoblev's one of the ships, I think it's the actual main ship we're going to be using. You've proven your mettle, Grand Duke. I will entrust you with the mission to seize by force. The cruiser Diana and several Intrepid-class frigates will be transferred to your command. Thank you for your confidence, Admiral. Good, I shall not detain you any longer, then. Okay, so we now have more of the base game. So, kind of go to This is the radio system. Kind of see the band. Kind of, you can rotate it left and right. We want to kind of match it with... You want to match it there, and then this will start blinking, and then you can kind of rotate it left or right. And once it kind of locks in, once it gets all the way there, you want to save it. And then we can get it in position, speed, flying. Route Hamat. So we know their location, strike groups. Alright, they're going to Hamat. I'll maneuver them. So we're not going to want to go to Hamat. We're going to go to Kushia. That's a strike group. We don't want to fight them. Later in the game, you can actually go straight to, like, you can skip this, you know, with other ships. This might even actually show us the strike force now. Might explain it. No, it's... Yep, okay. These strike groups, yeah, learner movements. Cruiser's too slow for the surprise attack. Yep, so now this is where we do the sudden strike. You can see kind of the chances with your ships. We're gonna just send the gladiator straight up. Oh, add more ships. Okay, excellent. All right. Well, fine. You don't have to. You can send one ship. Sometimes I just send the gladiator. Very, very strong ship. At least early in the game. Later on, debatable. We just fired a missile. That's one of the enemies. Another missile.
The enemy has been destroyed.
And he's dead. I was dead. Missiles are very, very powerful for softening up targets. They're already here. We're gonna kind of just start speeding this up. So I wanna get to and show you all that. Again, you don't have to land a ship normally. I don't know why it's making us.
Fire reverse thrusters.
Maybe again they want you to learn.
Beginning final approach.
So we're just gonna do the quick dive.
500 meters. 300 meters.
Try and fix that. Ooh.
Touchdown confirmed.
It's a worthy land. Continue it. Go for that quick crash. Cool, it makes it faster. It's speed run. So, again, normally I wouldn't do that. I just want to try and get over there. Oh, yeah, we got a while now. Only need a... Yeah, we'll repair that much. That'll be fine. Yeah, you have all sorts of... Actually, ooh, give me missiles. Give me missiles. So normally you don't want to chill in some place for too long. But, I see. Oh, yeah, we gotta wait for the actual ship. So yeah, we just got in line. Not much the situation's still grim. The rebels are firmly entrenched in Cauldron's Ridge. It'll be a while before we can drive them out. Brent's talking. His voice trails off. He looks at you for several seconds in silence. You should probably ask the Admiral about this one. Oh, we'll worry about that later. We're gonna land there. Gonna start refueling after my horrendous landing. Trying to go for that speed landing. Ended up things way worse. Alright. I mean, you don't have to land the oh no, should be yet. Alright. Rest assured, General, I'd never put my men at risk just to save face. Glad to hear it. We're gonna call. So this is it's generally how... Okay, well, it's not letting me do it. This is what you can do. You can ask for reinforcements or funds. This is the reason we built those relationships. I see you require assistance. Do it very well. I shall transfer more ships to your squadron. So we have another ship. We didn't really need it, but, you know, let's keep Couture happy. You don't want mutiny on the ship. We're gonna ignore that. It's just saying how other ships are organizing. So I think I can now do a strike crew. The Gladiator is still kind of messed up, but we're gonna just send it up ahead. And... Ooh, okay. I can take this. I got it. Because we still have those missiles.
Missile launched.
We're gonna just fire those before they even get up off the ground. Really let them have it.
Missile away.
Ooh, flares. Ooh. Flare again. So I'm pressing F to use those flares. Oh, I'm gonna still get hit by that. But the Gladiator's tough. Probably really won't even lose it. I can always get the other ships if need be. Ooh, flare. Okay, so we just barely missed that. That one just hit. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so that one actually had rockets on it. It wasn't firing missiles, it was just firing rockets. You can also hold the flare button to kind of keep shooting the flares out. Because, you know, they're missiles. They're not going to just lock on to the first flare. It might take them a second. Alright, we got a good kill there. Ooh. Okay, we still have a few more flares. We're just gonna get nice and close to this guy. We can actually even get him to shoot his own friend. Okay, I missed that, so we're gonna use the flares. Look at that. Yeah, we're running out of fuel, but I can take this. Oh, actually, yeah, so we're gonna start backing up. I can even kind of show the retreat mechanics. So if we go down here, we'll retreat. We have bombs on these little ships. So I'm just gonna start shooting at that guy. We're gonna go in and use our flares, and we're gonna... Oh, I can't style on this guy. I'm gonna style on him. Oh. Drop that bomb. I was trying to drop it on him. That'd be cool. We might be able to still do that. Oh. Nope. Ooh, no, 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 no. You can't do that for some of the stronger ships. I'm gonna actually wrap this up. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
The enemy has been destroyed.
He is dead and took that missile for us. That is very, very useful. So you can definitely see that the combat's very frantic. We're just gonna pick an upgrade, doesn't really matter. We are done here. Gonna go for a good land.
High reverse thrusters.
My old patent just slam it on the ground technique.
Final approach. Engine overheating.
Ooh.
500
Oh,
meters.
that was bad.
300
Yeah.
100 meters. Throwing it ready.
Not how you normally want to do it, but you can see these ships are quite durable. Good landing.
Landing complete.
Could retry it, but I think it's perfect. Arrive on Ur. As we enter the city of Ur, a large crowd of people welcome us as heroes with cries of joy. Congratulations, Duke. What a glorious victory. Well done, Mark. Now all the naysayers will have no choice but to shut their mouths. I swear even Dodd will rejoice in today's success. Thank you, Pator. Shall I report to the Admiral? Certainly. Why wait? Right, well, that was the moment when we realized that the hearts of the people of Gerat were on our side. What a beautiful day it was. We celebrated our victory in the present without a care in the world for what lay ahead of us. Our terrible landing. Alright. Command of 1st Squadron. Admiral Dodd, by order of High Command, remain in Ur and await further instructions. I have been ordered to return to our point of origin. No explanation provided. Admiral of the 2nd Squadron, Admiral Skoblev. On the morning of the 6th day, the observation station reported a large vessel approaching from the south. All our forces were put on high alert. It was a lone ship approaching slowly and showing no signs of aggression. Hope began to spread among the officers. Perhaps it was one of Skoblev's vessels. But when it got close enough, we recognized it's the imperial cruiser Strevstable. That's the one we did. It was a staggering, gigantic, a veritable flying mountain. We assembled an honor guard and prepared to meet the crew. But to our astonishment, the first man to step down the ramp was a tall Elami, wearing a golden mask. Behind him was an endless crowd of people with terrible burns and gruesome wounds. All of them Romani from the capital. It was from them that we finally heard the terrible news. The capital of the Empire had suffered a nuclear strike 4 days ago. The Siadi stronghold burned down in an instant, reduced to a smoldering desert of radioactive waste. What remains of the Imperial fleet was in a disarray, trying desperately to fight off the gathering advancing forces. We were at a loss for words. We didn't know what to do. Most of us wanted to head for the capital and join the battle, knowing that the war was already as good as lost. Gentlemen, I have assembled you here to discuss our future activities in the light of the most recent events. My opinion is this: we must press on and continue our advance towards Kiva. Mature, the news from the capital has rendered this entire operation moot. We must return to the motherland at once. The sooner, the better. On the contrary, taking Kiva is more important than ever. If you would allow me to legislate. I've had several lengthy conversations with the crew of the Stepsable. It pains me to say this, but I'm convinced that the war in the south is lost. Returning to the motherland will spell certain doom for us. We all had similar suspicions. Now that those fears had been put into words, many of the officers averted their gaze. Then what do you propose, Pichor? There's exhaustion in Bald's voice. The Rebel fleet is currently engaged in heavy combat in the south. Now is the time to mount an offensive in the north and take Kiva by force. And what comes next? We'll just delay the inevitable. Sooner or later, they will come to Kiva. I have reason to believe that our intel on the reactor is accurate. If we can seize it, they won't fight back. They will come to the bargain table to ensure that the reactor is intact. Perhaps we might be able to strike a deal. Thor looked around as the officers considered his words. We have to send a vessel to establish communication with the capital once we have a reliable line to the south. No time for that, Sheriff Bramovich. If we do not mount an assault on Kiva here and now, it will be too late. We spent the rest of the night and an entire following day discussing Vitor's plan. Eventually, we agreed to send the cruiser Diana to the south in a bid to re-establish communication with the Empire. The rest of our forces hastily began preparations to reach Kiva and assault it. The Cesspool became the flagship of the new squadron. At some point, an officer asked who would command the offensive. Vitor readily replied with a plan of his own. He stood up and spoke with confidence. No one yet knows what has befallen the Emperor, he said, so the Grand Duke, the sole legitimate heir of the dynasty, must lead what remains of the Romani fleet in this offensive. Admiral Dodd balked at the idea. He was furious. His furious cries of protest were ignored. The officers eagerly supported the general's suggestion. The thought of their heir to the throne leading the charge himself did wonders for their morale. The ununanimous support they showed was certainly uplifting, but at the same time, I was terrified. A moment ago, I had been a Tarkhan. Now I was the embodiment of the entire Romani Empire in their eyes. And that is HighFleet. We are now behind enemy lines. That whole FTL kind of system begins. You can explore that for yourself. This is where you prep for your mission. If I exit now to main menu, you can even see where you kind of customize your ship here. And that's the game. That is HighFleet. There's so much more to explore. So many more dogfights to get into. But from now on, we do not have the support. We are on our own. We are but the heir of our emperor, the imperial fleet, and it is your duty to continue on with the mission. I've been your host, Sandy Dandy. If for any reason this video encouraged you to check out the game or not check out the game, please drop a comment. I appreciate your time. Thank you again, and I'll catch you in the next one.